Okay, welcome executives, product managers, and business leaders. Let's just jump right in. As a product manager myself, you and I both know the absolute daily grind of trying to scale operations without instantly slamming into an engineering bottleneck. I mean, we've all sat in those endless roadmap meetings, right? Someone pitches a truly great, high-impact operational idea, and it just gets instantly killed because engineering simply doesn't have the bandwidth. It is incredibly frustrating. Well, today, we're going to dive into an explainer that tackles exactly this. We're looking at an absolutely brilliant case study from Notion. It reveals how leveraging managed AI agents can fundamentally transform those resource-heavy, manual workflows into infinitely scalable business processes. And here's the best part, without a massive engineering lift. We're talking about genuine enterprise-ready automation here.
So, here is our roadmap for this explainer. First, the orchestration unlock. Second, bypassing engineering complexity. Third, mastering long-running tasks. Fourth, human and agent collaboration. And finally, number 5, scaling business value.
All right, let's kick things off with Section 1, the orchestration unlock. To really wrap our heads around the scale of this paradigm shift, I want you to consider the number 30. Notion product manager Eric had this massive operational hurdle staring him down. He needed to build prototypes, and he had 30 distinct tasks queued up to get it done. Now think about this from our standard PM perspective. In a traditional workflow, 30 tasks translate to hours, maybe even days of tedious manual execution. You've got the project planning, the tracking, the inevitable mental fatigue that sets in. It's exactly the kind of mind-numbing work that burns out our absolute best talent. But instead of doing all of that, Eric just grabbed all 30 tasks at once, dragged them to start, and literally walked away to get a snack. He just let Claude run wild behind the scenes. Think about that for a second. A quick snack break literally replaced a week's worth of sprint tickets.
No way, right? But when he got back from his break, all 30 prototypes were seamlessly completed. Boom, done. This was the massive unlock moment for their entire team. But why does this matter to you as a business leader? It matters because this isn't just about saving an hour of clicking around. It is the sudden realization that complex, multi-step work can happen completely autonomously in the background. It fundamentally shifts how we think about scalable human and agent collaboration. This exact pivotal moment drove Notion's vision to position their product not just as a workspace, but as a premier agent orchestration platform. For us, this means taking human talent out of the repetitive, manual loop and putting them squarely back into the strategic loop, where they actually drive real value.
Moving right along to Section 2, bypassing engineering complexity. As executives, you know the build versus buy conversation is usually where exciting AI initiatives go to die. If you want to integrate deep AI capabilities into your operations, rolling it up yourself is, honestly, a mega brain engineering effort. You practically need a team of PhDs to build the infrastructure, manage the memory, constantly fine-tune the models. It's a massive, ongoing capital expenditure. But the alternative? Managed agents, it's a stark contrast. Managed agents are this elegant plug-and-play solution. You aren't tasked with building a complex model from scratch, you're just pulling an API. You get all that PhD-level power, the extreme operational efficiency, entirely without the PhD-level payroll and overhead.
The critical business takeaway here is that by just utilizing plug-and-play integration, the heavy lifting is completely handled for you. The sessions run entirely in the cloud, instantly removing that engineering complexity that normally stalls our internal product development. Actually, think about your Jira backlogs right now. How many tickets are sitting there that are basically just requests for internal workflow support? This architecture completely flips the script. It empowers your non-technical users, your onboarding managers, marketing coordinators, ops specialists, to independently kick off massive volumes of complex jobs. When your operations team doesn't have to file a Jira ticket for every single automated workflow, your engineering team is finally freed up to focus on what they should be doing, building core product features and driving revenue.
Okay, let's dive into Section 3, mastering long-running tasks. Now, we are not talking about simple back-and-forth chatbot interactions here. We are talking about automating long-running tasks that provide clear, tangible business value. A standard, off-the-shelf AI model, it might lose its train of thought or completely blow past its context window after just a few prompts. But Claude-managed agents provide a critical framework. You kick off a session at minute 1, it seamlessly manages its own memory in the cloud at minute 20, and it's still delivering high-quality, perfectly contextualized output a full hour later. For a VP of operations, a 60-minute automated task equates to pure asynchronous operational scaling. The AI is successfully executing deep, complex work while your human talent is literally sitting in another room in a strategic meeting.
Notion refers to this capability as the harness layer.
And it's exactly what it sounds like. A supercritical operational layer sitting directly on top of the model to seamlessly manage continuous workflows. As a PM, I can tell you right now, without this harness layer, AI is really just a fancy chatbot. But with it, the AI becomes a reliable, sustained worker. This ability to maintain context over time, without a human sitting there babysitting the prompt every 2 minutes, is absolutely essential. It's exactly what gives us the confidence to trust it with our real enterprise-grade business processes. This harness layer translates directly into massive business efficiency.
Which perfectly tees up Section 4, Human and Agent Collaboration. To really prove this out and see the practical application, let's walk through a concrete real-world case study. Imagine you're onboarding a new client. We'll call them a fictitious lifestyle brand named Harbor and Pine. Step 1. A completely non-technical onboarding manager just dumps a rough list of action items into Notion. Because the custom agent has already been fed the full context of the client databases, we move instantly to Step 2. The agent just starts kicking off a bunch of parallel threads behind the scenes. And then, Step 3. Those raw, messy action items are automatically turned into comprehensive task boards and even draft deliverables, like a mock homepage. This is the epitome of scalable collaboration. The human provides the creative contextual spark in Step 1, and the agent handles all the heavy lifting in Steps 2 and 3.
I have to say, this setup is basically the holy grail for product teams. It beautifully maps out the dual benefit of this architecture. You essentially get two distinct, simultaneous views. On the user side, the onboarding manager stays entirely within Notion. They see their task boards, they see the generated homepage, and they can iterate directly with the mirrored Claude session, natively, right there in their workflow. But on the developer side, your engineering team gets a distinct back-end view. They can log into the Claude platform to review the actual session traces. They maintain absolute oversight and governance, seeing exactly how the agent reached its conclusion so they can continuously improve performance. We're giving users an intuitive interface to iterate freely, while engineers maintain total back-end control. It's a win-win.
And finally, Section 5, Scaling Business Value.
So how does all this granular technology actually impact the bottom line? Well, it all comes back to this core definition of agent orchestration, the ability to bring the right agent together for the job and seamlessly manage all those workflows behind a single interface. By adopting a managed agent ecosystem, Notion completely transformed complex, messy client onboarding into an absolute playground for efficiency. Let's just tie these core themes together for a second. We are talking about plug-and-play integration, drastically reduced engineering complexity, and the flawless execution of long-running tasks. Your teams are no longer bogged down by repetitive administrative setup. Agent orchestration isn't just a basic cost saver. It is a massive growth multiplier that empowers your organization to kick off countless deep work jobs simultaneously.
So, I'll leave you with this. Look at your own product roadmaps right now. Look at your internal operational bottlenecks. The projects you've had to shelve simply because of resource constraints. Ask yourself, how much engineering overhead could your organization eliminate literally today by shifting your complex, long-running tasks away from custom-built infrastructure and into a managed agent ecosystem? The tools for true orchestration are here, they are plug and play, and they are ready to scale your business. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and I highly encourage you to go explore how agent orchestration can fundamentally unblock your teams. Catch you next time.